Are your SOPs challenging to follow? Do you feel like your team can't actually get done what they need to get done when they're following your SOPs? One of the largest problems that we face as small business owners is we get something down on paper, a checklist or something like that, and then it sits. Nobody touches it, nobody opens it, and even if they do, they may be in a position where they can't actually get the results that you get for your business when they open up your SOP. So I'm gonna walk you through some of the most critical things that you can do to make your SOPs easy to read, easy to action, and a breeze to actually interact with. I'm Allison Caffrey. I'm the founder of Operations Agency, and I am here to create more transparent and predictable companies. I have been doing this for quite a long time, and one of the biggest things I find is when folks go down this road of documentation, they ask, why bother, right? My company's growing, information is changing, and I have really a new way of doing something every single day. So I find that developing the muscle around creating amazing information for your teammates is critical because as it changes, we also need to be really, really adaptable and easily update our things behind the scenes, right? All of our information, our standard operating procedures, so much so. So first of all, what is a standard operating procedure? I get this question a lot. A standard operating procedure is basically a how-to guide to get a specific result inside of your business. Now, this isn't how to onboard a new client, right? That is a really big, lengthy process. There's probably a lot of things involved. A better standard operating procedure, or SOP, would be how to prep and send a service agreement for a new client, right? A specific outcome, a specific thing, because what happens, and I think with the best intentions of owners, they go through this process and they create a super lengthy, long document that's maybe 15, 20 pages long. And then what the person needs is buried on page 11, right? It's in a position where we can't find it easily. And they ultimately end up either looking somewhere else, doing something that they just think is right and kind of ad-libbing where possible, or they clutter up your Slack or your email inbox and they say, hey, I know that we have a process on blank, but I'm not exactly sure how to do it because I can't find it. So what we want to do is we want to do a couple of things. First, we want to make them short, right? Couple of pages, push this button, pull this lever, get this result. I imagine that if you were to be recording a video like this on how to do something in your business, it would be between 5 and 10 minutes in length at the most, right? If something is changing hands, if something is moving from one system to another, that's a good indicator that you probably need to stop that standard operating procedure and go ahead and create a new one. One of the main reasons is so that it doesn't get buried on page 11, and because when you centralize all of your core documentation, it becomes kind of like a mini Google for your business so people can find exactly what they are looking for immediately. The second big thing that needs to happen is that you need to title it appropriately. How to prep an agreement when we get a new client, or how to prep and send a service agreement, right? It's something that you would search in Google. And especially for you digital agency owners watching this, a lot of us deal in keywords and SEO all the time. So we should apply the same logic to our internal knowledge, because what you want to do ideally is prepare this kind of like a Google for your business. So it needs to be short. It needs to be easy to find. The third thing is it needs to have all of the information that you possibly could need to actually get the result. So what do I mean by that? Well, when somebody opens up a standard operating procedure and then they need a login to a system that they don't have, then they stop. It immediately impedes their progress. They can't move forward because they don't have all of the accurate, most available information to get that thing done. So what I like to do is create a reference section. So a reference section can be a lot of different types of things. It can be logins. It can be past versions of something that you're asking them to create. So using the service agreement example, we could say, hey, listen, these are the past couple of service agreements we've sent to new clients. And it could be something that could actually help them understand what the definition of done looks like, right? What does this look like when I fully set it up? The third big thing inside of a reference section could actually be links to other things in the next step, right? So let's just say, for example, hey, once this process is done, you're going to go ahead and sign into our Adobe Sign platform. And here's the login information for that. And you're going to go file that once it's signed into a client folder to make sure that we have available information for all clients at the tip of our fingers. So finally, to make your processes really easy to follow and really, really easy to implement, I find that creating a multimedia experience inside of your processes is going to be beneficial. Recording a video and showing people what exactly you are doing on your screen so that it can help connect them with better results results, or even taking a screenshot of key elements inside of the process that absolutely need to have attention directed to them, right? Things that you've seen people maybe miss in the past, or areas that might be easy to overlook, right? The third is being in a position to actually write out each of the steps. We've got our people who are going to read. We've got our people who are going to watch videos. We've got our people who are going to scan, which will be really helpful with the screenshots. And we want to make sure that we involve all types of media inside of our process. Now, I know the burning question in your brain right now is, where do I put all of this stuff? My opinion on this is no one piece of technology is going to save your life. I think build this habit in something that you already use, whether that is Google Documents, Microsoft SharePoint, any of those areas where you can start to collectively gather information and make it so good for your team that they get results immediately. It'll decrease your time, it'll decrease your headache, and it'll connect your team with the next available amazing results that they can get for your business. I hope that this was helpful. I'd love to know which one below that you are going to be working on inside of your standard operating procedures, and I will see you guys next time.